watching Morning at NTV.
Good morning and welcome to Morning at NTV. If you're just joining in, a warm welcome to you. And for you who has been a part of it, you're still entirely welcome to Morning at NTV. Now we're getting into Kickstarter. I am Rita Kanya and I am joined by the one and only, and I need to be able to put a bit of respect here, excuse me, and that is from the one and only business market, that is Tufik. Coming in is the CEO, Mr. Cuthbert Isingoma. You are most welcome.
Thank you very much.
Now, this conversation that we're having this morning on Kickstarter is in regards to a word that has not left our lips for the longest time. We have spoken about corruption, but we have also spoken about unemployment over and over and over again. We can officially say it's a song on our lips. People have asked the government to help them, but for one business owner, and that is Cuthbert, he has decided to take matters into his own hands because, I mean, they have told us to innovate for ourselves, to be innovators here and there, and also they talk about job creation, and that is exactly what he is into. Good morning. You're most welcome once again.
Good morning, Rita.
Now, Tufik Business Market, please tell us about it.
Tufik Business Market, we are business brokers. We help people who want to buy or sell their businesses. Now, what does it mean to help someone buy or sell his business? When someone creates a business, he will reach a time, maybe he wants to retire. So if he's to retire, what does he do to the business? Does he collapse the business? Many of our people have collapsed their businesses, which is wrong. Now, when you collapse a business, many things are lost. One of them is the jobs are lost, like you've been saying. Now, in order for us to save these jobs, is to have this business transferred from the one owner to another. Now, when you transfer a business from one owner to another, it means you're saving those jobs. Another thing you will save when a business is sold off to another person is that this business, government you will save a taxpayer, because this business has been paying taxes. So if it collapses, government will have lost the taxpayer. Government will also lose taxpayers. These are the employees who have been taxpayers. Organizations like NSSF will have lost contributors. So when we help a business to be sold to another person, those are the things we're trying to save. Yes. So
are they small scale or large scale businesses that you sell? Because in summary, he deals in selling of businesses. I know. Right?
Yes. Currently we are doing small and medium scale businesses. Someone who has his salon, restaurants, bars, fuel stations, any type of business. We can handle the big businesses because it requires now more people to work with, especially other professionals. Yes, but currently we are trying to work with the medium and the small scale.
Okay. Now, as it stands, we've just gotten into 2019. Now, last year alone, the World Bank Business Report did indicate that Uganda had dropped 7 places, lagging behind Kenya, Rwanda, and Tanzania, which is something that is alarming. So with your business in regards to unemployment, how is it saving? Have we saved a number of people yet?
Like I've told you, we have not been in business for long. We've been around for the last 4 years, but we've been seriously in this now for the last 2 years. Now we have saved a few businesses to be able to be transferred to another business owner, other than someone saying that I'm tired of this business, I want to go to the village, or I want to relocate to another country. Like we have invited many investors to come here. The day they say they want to go back to their countries, what do they do with their businesses?
Yes.
If there is no marketplace like this, they will only have an option of collapsing those businesses. Now we are saying, no, don't collapse the business. We can sell it for you to another person who can take it to the next level. Now, in many times, why do businesses sometimes get these challenges?
Yes.
Why businesses get these challenges are quite a number of reasons. But in many times, it is the time when this business is going to the next level. Now, the business owner may not realize that his business is going to the next level. So he decided to say that the business, he gets challenges, because when the business is going to the next level, it may require...
It will have a bit of a shake-up here and there. So it's failure to survive it.
Yes, it may require more money, more human resource, which this business owner currently does not have. So it either requires to sell it off to another person who has more money, and take it to be able to take it to the next level. I always give an example of organizations which have been here long. Organizations like Barclays Bank. Barclays Bank has been around for about 300 years. in the world.
Yes.
In Uganda here, it has been here for about 100 years. But Barclays Bank has been able to sell. It doesn't fear selling. Whenever a new thing comes that it needs more money, like when the ATMs came, the times of ATM, that was in the late 80s, it had to sell.
Yes.
Recently, when the cryptocurrency came in, it also saw that we may not have enough money to take us through the cryptocurrency era, so they had to sell. So organizations sell, and our people should stop fearing to sell their businesses. I know people get those emotional attachment
to the business.
To a business, but remember that this business must live beyond you. When you start a business, it is like when the country began. Uganda is beyond any of us.
Yes.
So the same applies to business. When you start a business, know that this business is going to be there even after you. So don't think you're building a business for only your lifetime, because that is being so short-sighted. Build a business that you know that you're going to will outlive you, so that even your grandchildren, even the other generations to come, can find this business there. So let's not get attached to the business, and let's not fear to sell our business, because many people fear to sell that when I sell my business, people will start labeling me as a business failure.
Yes.
It's not correct. In fact, the people who are successful in business have sold multiple businesses. In Uganda here, it's not common to see someone trading in business.
No. It's not at all.
But in other developed economies, people trade in business. People don't run businesses.
No.
In fact, these big entrepreneurs, they don't run businesses. No. For him, his is to come to the market, see what business is available,
and then see how to go with that.
See how can I buy it low, improve it for about a period of time, then sell it high. So those are the things that our entrepreneurs here have to look at. They should stop looking at issues of running a business, looking for salaries and so on. No, those are things that a manager who has done an MBA can do. You as an entrepreneur, that's not your job. Your job is to look for other opportunities. What can I invest in?
So once you start one thing, it's like pretty much having a child. If one has grown and you can perhaps have another one.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, so as it stands right now, Cuthbert is not the only one that is actually trying to make sure that perhaps small-scale enterprises and businesses have a way of making it and surviving. Now we're going to take a listen to what the CEO of Small-Scale Enterprises had to say and how he asked the government to actually help, because even the Minister of Trade and Industry had something to say.
I would love for them to move it from a broad strategy. The last strategy was extremely broad. We want to have specific actions where we can judge, okay, how are we performing as a country, where we can hold the implementers of these policies to account. Because if it's too broad, then it's very difficult to know what are you accomplishing.
Mainly infrastructure, financing, government direct involvement, and those are the key issues, and how our MSMEs could be strengthened and developed to be able to invest.
Now, as it stands, perhaps infrastructure is one of the things, but as we go ahead, because could this be a mode and a way of surviving in the country? Someone starts up a company, sees it thrive perhaps for the first year, and perhaps comes to you, Cuthbert, and says, I am now giving it on to you. I want it sold. How much can they make from it?
Now, that is the thing we are encouraging. We are telling, because there are quite a number of people who know how to start, they don't know how to manage. There are many starters. Now the starters, we are killing their initiative of being innovative, because someone will come and start, say, a small-scale factory. He starts it, but he doesn't know how to run the day-to-day management. So he comes to us, he says, I have my startup here, please can you get me someone who can take it to the next level. Now that is when we come in and say, let's sell it to someone who can run it. So you're given money to go and start another thing.
And how much? Is it a lot of money? Because we must admit that for a number of Ugandans, we'd like to just get the profit and run as fast as we can.
No, we make proper valuations of the business, because this business will have, first of all, the tangible items that we are able to see. The furniture, the infrastructure, maybe the building, the cars and so on. But then there is the intangible items in the business, and that is the biggest part of the business. That is the goodwill, because you have already created clientele, which is big. Now we also value that. and give it some percentage in terms of money.
Yes.
Now, when you come and you just want to get that quick money and run away, you may lose a lot, because you are looking at the only things you have around you, which is very little.
Yes.
But the big thing, the bigger thing, which are the intangible things.
What kind of intangible things are we talking about?
The goodwill. Imagine you already have suppliers who have been supplying you.
Yes.
You have workers. Now, when you decide to liquidate or just sell off your business, you may not sell off your workers.
Yes.
So these are intangible things which, when you come to us, we sell all that. You have clients who have been buying from you. You have people who have been servicing. You have relationships with your bankers. All those items are intangible. And if you liquidate your business, or if you quick sell off your business, that will not be sold. So when you come to us, we help you make valuation for all that and sell it as a going concern.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, before we get into the wholesaling perspective of everything, what about we talk about the incentives that perhaps the government can be able to put? Because one of the things I have come to know is that a number of businesses are failing within our country because of what the government has put in place. Are there a few things that the government can be able to do to at least help make sure that these businesses, whether you sell them off to the next person, they actually thrive after that?
There are things the government can do, especially, the government gives tax holidays to people, especially investors. Now, many of our people, the small scale and the middle income businesses, they don't know these things. These facilities are there and they're for everybody. It's not only for, people think it's for foreign investors.
Which a number of times we've come to say they only give the foreign investors, they never give
they
us.
Are for everybody. If you go but you see why our people don't want to go for those incentives. It's because government will have to look into your books.
Okay.
It's a requirement.
Okay.
Now, our people don't want people to look into their books. Now, you lose out when they give incentives to other people who are willing to open their books. So our people should know that these incentives are there. Then, when they give you these incentives, the incentives are like tax holidays. They can give you a tax holiday for 5 years. That's a very big incentive.
It's huge for you.
It helps you, push you. So that now at that level, when you push to that level, you are able even to attract other investors to invest into you. So these are some of the things our people should know. The incentives are there. If you go to Uganda Investment Authority, they'll give you the list of incentives which are available for the Ugandan investors. Then you can be able to make your business and thrive like the other foreign investors are thriving.
So when you talk about the fact that the incentives are already there, could you put it on the fact that they haven't actually been able to dispense this information into the public sphere of things? Is it some information that everyone knows of? Because when they hear of the investment authority, no, that's not for me. Me, a small scale business owner, how can I be, an investor there? Yes.
The information is open to the public. The investment authority has tried a lot to sensitize people about these incentives, but because we don't read a lot, we don't listen enough.
Yes.
That is one of our biggest problem with our people. They don't read, they don't listen, so they don't get to know this information. But the information is there. Now, the only thing I would maybe say government could do is take these business trainings down to the local.
Yes.
Because if you have, because like at the district, there's a district commercial officer. If the district commercial officer can come and sensitize the local, in all districts of the country, there's a commercial officer. If he can come and sensitize the local communities about these incentives, if Uganda Investment Authority can go down to the district commercial officers and tell them, please pass on this information to these people, so that people can come and get these incentives, then we will be able to have the information disseminated down to the people.
Okay, so we start from the person closer to the people to actually get this information out.
Exactly.
One of them being you at this point in time. Now back to the conversation about businesses being sold by a business. It sounds a bit strange, but I am here with Cuthbert, who, by the way, when you talk about businesses, it could be from a restaurant to a saloon to maybe a nail parlor as well.
Anything.
Can it be a Rolex stand as well?
We try to, yes, it can be, provided it has some of the basic information like its financials, because that's where we get the valuation of the business.
So the minimum standard for a business to be sold by Tufik is to make sure that it actually has financial records.
Yes.
As simple as that.
Yes, if you can show records, not the audited reports. No, we need just a few financials. Your sales per day.
Okay.
If you can show us your sales per day, if you can show us your expenses per day, maybe monthly basis up to a year, because sometimes someone wants to see that how long has this business been working and how has it been progressing. So if you can give us all that data, because this is the data that all people want. When someone is buying, they want to see
where the profits.
Yes, how much is it working? How much is the rent in that location? So these are the things that our people want. So you must have a minimum financials for us to be able to sell your business.
Now, speaking of the minimum financials, one thing we do know as well that yes, unemployment has been on the high within our country, but also the fact that a number of people are actually trying their best to have these businesses start up and try and find ways of earning a living here and there. Now, when we talk about the financial bit of things, could you say that as Ugandans, perhaps our financial management is also a bit of an issue? Because when we come to financial records, there are a number of companies that you might go to, and perhaps you could tell me, do you ever have a hard time finding their day-to-day records in terms of their financials?
Yes, we have those problems. Many times all the people don't have anything, don't have any financials at all. But like I've told you, our people need some basic financial literacy.
So what would be the simplest financial literacy that you could be able to give someone that's listening in and also watching and making sure they know as they do their financials or as they go to work today, they should be able to look at their financials?
Yes, the first financial, one thing is, of course, you must have the basic, that is add and subtract. That is one thing. That
how much you have made,
yes,
how much you have spent, okay,
how much you're buying. Now, another thing is to know what do your clients want and at what price, because in many times, like in Uganda here, our clients everywhere, all classes of people here in Uganda always want something that is a little bit cheaper.
Yes.
So if you can get it at a cheaper place, so these are things that you must learn. Now, the one biggest thing, like I've told you about the financials, is knowing how much you're buying, how much you're selling, how much are you making.
So how much you're buying it,
yes,
how much you're going to sell it,
yes,
and how much are you going to make from whatever you sold.
Yes, then you see what expenses do I have. Those are the basic minimum financials in a transaction, because you must see what expenses am I getting in this transaction.
Yes.
So you subtract it from your gross profit. So those are few things. Now, organizations like PSFU has been sensitizing people on doing some of these things, keeping financial records and so on, so that they're able to know how to trade, to make their businesses. Now, our people, again, they don't want to go into these trainings that are put around.
Well, they don't want to even spend to make sure they can learn how to
to do business. So quite a number of things that we must encourage our people to go into is to go into these financial literacy trainings. By many organizations, Casita is doing it, PSF is doing it, the many organizations, the Chamber of Commerce. So our people should try to go there and have these trainings.
Okay, as Ugandans, given the fact that the unemployment rate is clearly not going any lower, it is simply going higher, perhaps you could go into being an innovator. Make sure you're the one who creates the job for yourself. Our president has said it a number of times, be the job creators. It has been sung and sung and sung, and perhaps if your company is failing, if it is shaking, first of all, look at the financial records according to Cuthbert. Try to make sure you add and subtract, as simple as that, as simple as that. Yeah. And besides that, if it continues to fail, there is Tufik Business. He is in the business of selling businesses. Can you imagine? If you have a hard time with your business, there's someone out there to help you. He's right here with me. I now know if I have a business failing, I can bring it to him. If you feel you can't take it on any longer, he can be able to find someone to make sure it goes on to become something, and also to make sure that those people that you're employing continue to actually have a job. It is Morning at NTV. You can continue the conversation on our social media platforms, NTV Uganda. The hashtag is Morning at NTV.
watching Morning at NTV.
I'm called Abiko Siama, all the way from Tororo. I'm an Airtel Money agent, and I've just won $1 million shillings from Airtel Money promotion of Better Millionaire. It is